One drunk night, 17 years gone. I was 18, drunk, heartbroken, and too stupid to know how dangerous that mix could be. It was October 2006, a cold Saturday night in my little Michigan town. I was sitting in my old Ford Ranger outside a 7-Eleven, texting my ex-girlfriend Jenna like I had every night for the past 3 weeks since she dumped me. We'd been together 2 years, first love, all that, high school sweethearts who thought we'd make it, but I got possessive, jealous, she got tired, broke it off, I couldn't let go. That night, my phone was filled with desperate garbage. Please, talk to me, I love you, we can fix this. She hadn't replied in days, but I kept trying. Then I saw her. She walked out of the store with some guy I didn't recognize, tall, athletic, wearing a varsity jacket, probably from college. Later I learned his name was Chris. They were laughing, and she looked happy. Happier than she'd been with me in months. That laugh, hers and his, it punched through my chest like a blade. The alcohol made it feel 10 times louder. I got out of my truck and walked toward them like I had every right to be there. Hey Jenna, I said, trying to sound calm. She stopped. Her face fell. Chris stepped forward and said, "Who are you?" "I'm her boyfriend," I snapped. He actually laughed. "Dude, she told me about you. You really need to move on." That laugh broke something in me. I turned around and walked back to my truck. I popped open the trunk and pulled out the tire iron I kept for emergencies. My hands were shaking, but I wasn't thinking. I was just reacting. When I walked back over, Chris was still smirking. Said something like, "You're embarrassing yourself." Then I swung. Just once. The sound it made, metal against skull, still keeps me up some nights. He crumpled to the pavement instantly. Blood spread like ink across the asphalt. Jenna started screaming. I froze. 10 seconds, maybe more. He didn't move. Then I ran. I threw the tire iron in my truck and drove like hell. When I got home, I deleted the texts, scrubbed my clothes, washed under my nails. I told myself maybe he was just knocked out. Maybe it wasn't that bad. But the next morning, Chris died in the hospital. Monday morning, 2 detectives knocked on my door. They had everything. Security camera footage, 3 eyewitnesses, and then they pulled up the texts. Stuff I'd written to Jenna over the weeks. "You think some other guy can just replace me? I'll kill the next guy I see with you." It was all there. The prosecutor said I planned it, that I was stalking her, that I waited for the chance. My lawyer fought for manslaughter, but the DA painted me as a jealous ex out for blood. The jury didn't take long. I was sentenced to 28 years for second-degree murder. I was 18, a stupid, angry teenager who let heartbreak turn him into a killer. The first 2 years in prison were a blur of fights, fear, and denial. I hated everyone. I hated myself more. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that blood on the pavement. Year 3, I met Frank. He was old, quiet, did time like it was a job. One day in the yard, he asked, "You gonna waste the next 25 years being angry, or you gonna earn the right to breathe again?" That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I signed up for a GED class. I got sober, got my diploma, then my associates, then a bachelor's in education through a prison program. I started tutoring guys who couldn't read, helping them write letters, teaching GED prep. Every year on the anniversary of Chris's death, I wrote his family a letter. I never mailed them. I just kept them in a box. They never wanted to hear from me, and I respected that, but I kept writing anyway. At 35, I stood before the parole board. I told them I'd spent the last 17 years trying to become someone that boy's parents wouldn't spit on. They told me I'd changed, that my file was clean, that my work inside was impressive, but they still denied parole. "Chris is still dead," one of them said, "and his family still wakes up every day without him." I understood. I got out at 46, paroled after serving 17 years. The world was a different place. Everyone had smartphones. Social media was everywhere. I didn't recognize the grocery store I used to shop at. My parents were gray and slow. My childhood friends had jobs, kids, mortgages. I had a box. It held my letters, my prison degrees, and 3 books I'd kept from the prison library. That was it. I found a halfway house. Got a job stocking shelves at night. The world doesn't have much use for ex-cons, especially ones with my record. But I try. Every day. I still write. I still teach GED classes at the community center now. I'll never undo what I did. Chris's parents will never get their son back. Jenna will never forget the night I shattered all our lives. But I can try to be better than I was, one day at a time.